Hello. I'm just excited and in a really, really great mood. If you haven't seen the reading for this week, I'm going to be changing them. I've been doing like weekly love kind of based readings on YouTube, but I'm just being pulled in a completely deeper direction. I won't say different, but just deeper direction. So I'm going to switch the free readings that I've been doing up a bit and kind of just focus on guidance through the week. But the reading really when I did it, I could just feel ooh, it's going to be a rough week for some people. So if in case you are having a rough week or you found something out within the last week or so that kind of shook your world up, I am holding space for your healing and for your growth and your evolution. I will include, or you can go to youtube.com/spirituallovetv. I don't think I put the reading on Facebook, but I can put the link in the group. I feel like that reading was just for a select amount of people, but just overall, we're moving away from things that we don't want in our lives, things that no longer serve us. And today would be a really great day to figure out what those things are and then just release them, because today is a beautiful full moon. What else? So I think you saw the post that the forgiveness challenge is almost ready to go. So you can sign up now at spirituallovechallenge.com. The only reason you have to sign up is because I'm just going to only send those emails out to the people who sign up. So that just helps me keep track of everything and not send it to people who don't want it. What else is happening? I just did a Facebook Live on my Facebook page. We talked about the challenge. Okay, so being called into deeper work. So last week or so, I talked about societal forgiveness. And really, I want to say the last at least 3 to 6 months, I've been pulled into expanding my work. I know I've talked about it before, but then I kind of pushed it away. And I kind of asked around, did we want this to be a co-ed space for male energy as well as female energy? This weekend, I got to be part of a community event with one of my friends who is an amazing, amazing natural hairstylist here in Raleigh. And I was there and I just was observing the children and, the adults as they were interacting with the children. And we were just, just sitting and talking. And it's just amazing because I'm being called to really expand my work, not just, open it to men, but even to children. And this was not the first time. The week before, someone else had asked me twice in the same day about, did I do work for children? So I really feel like I'm being called to expand my work to families in some way. So that will be really exciting. And I have been wanting to do things like go into schools and lead meditations for children to kind of help them leave the stuff that's happening at home, find ways to block out whatever peer pressure, things like that might be happening. And just give them some tools that they don't necessarily learn in school to move forward. And I'm sharing this here just because this is a safe space and I really enjoy the energy in this group. And because you guys have been here with me, so you'll be part of the evolution and all of that. But I'm just really excited, and I think it's truly a blessing to witness. And this kind of ties into the message that I was talking about as far as strength. It's not just, the grand things, but it's the everyday things too that make us strong. Like waking up every morning to go to work and feed the kids and, to do all of the things that we need to do in life to keep things spinning, to keep our world spinning, requires strength. different varying levels of strength, but it's strength nonetheless. The only time we realize, no one can appreciate what you do until they have to do it for you. But as long as you're keeping the ball spinning, no one understands, the weight that you carry in this world, all of the things that you are responsible for doing. Until it stops, no one's going to value, no one sees like, oh wow, the things that you do every day, they truly matter. So with that being said, I'm just in this space where my vision has become this universal thing, where I was like, my corner of the world was women. That was it. I just was like, the women, I want to help the women. I want to help the women. And it's funny because my mission statement is, let me find it. I know what it says, but I want to read it verbatim because, just got to be right. But it was, my mission was to heal families and communities and the world one heart at a time. And the way that I was going to do that was through women. Which, because I just feel like too, we are the pillars of our families. We are the pillars of our community. We keep things going. They say it's a man's world. I don't necessarily believe that. Anywho, that's a whole nother story. But I really truly am being called to take care of that mission, because yes, women was the gateway. That's how I started. That's where I was most comfortable. But now it's like bigger. Go bigger. Go bigger. And I'm just in this space of absorbing. And it's fascinating what happens, when you are just going with the flow, thinking you're doing your little thing in your little corner of the world, trying not to make too big of waves, and then it's like, go bigger. So I'm really excited to see how this unfolds. And the thing about it too is that, yes, because love is my service, right? Spiritual love is what I do. Love is inclusive, and I have been realizing this is not the first time that this has come up. It's come up plenty of times in the last at least year and a half. So this has been in the works, but was that I was not being inclusive. Love, the definition of spiritual love is that it's limitless, it is inclusive, and it is unconditional. By me only focusing on women, that was creating conditions, it was being exclusive, and it was limiting. So when I started to dissect myself and how I was putting spiritual love out there, no, it is not just for women. So I do need to expand my work so that it reaches families, so that it reaches men, so that it reaches all types of relationships. Hey Tasha, thank you for watching. I'm just on here rambling, just talking about how I'm being kind of called just to really expand and not just focus on women, but really to just infuse spiritual love everywhere, really, and in the community, in families, schools. It's amazing how big this thing has gotten before it's really even taken off. And it's as soon as I started to feel okay, this is it, I found my lane, this is it, I put the cruise control on, there was no, you need to change lanes, you gotta go faster, we need you over here, we need you, matter of fact, we don't even need you in a car, you need to take the helicopter and go bigger. So I'm just excited to see how all of this is going to happen, because I don't know. I have no idea. I was happy in my little corner of the world, just focusing on women. So who knows? It's exciting because it's going to push me to grow in ways that I had not really considered. So it's about to be an interesting rest of the year. Speaking of rest of the year, August is done. Like, this is it. August came and went. And usually I'm never the type of person to say that time goes fast or time is moving quick, but this month was like that. And I was here for every day of it, but it moved super fast. And caught me off guard. So I can only imagine, but I've got a lot to review for this month and stuff to prepare for next month. I will be relaunching, or actually opening space for Love Rehab in September for 2 more clients. Love Rehab has gotten bigger and better. So now the calls are longer. There are more healing sessions. So there's, how many calls are there? So there's a call a week that's about an hour. The first call is 90 minutes. The rest of them are an hour long. There's the angel healing session, and then there are energy healing sessions, so that each week you're receiving the coaching and the energy healing to help process any stuck like emotions. I feel like having that support with the calls and the energy healing, to me, it just feels like it's going to really supplement each other and help integrate and release things that need releasing. And then I added in 2 readings along with that. So I'm excited to be working in a deeper way, in a way where I feel like I'm bringing all of my gifts to you. So if you are interested in Love Rehab, I usually do just, I want it to just be open cyclically, like ongoing, so that people could join at any time. But I want to really kind of have it structured. So I'm limiting it to 3 women. I have one so far that's already joined. It is private coaching, by the way, so your calls and sessions are just with me. But I like having it where it's a limit, so that I can focus on my 3, and then when it comes to the end of their program, then I can either, if they want to continue, they can continue, or I can allow 3 back in. Yes, love. Yeah, I love, and that's one thing that I learned from my own healing. I would love to have you in Love Rehab, is that we have to have holistic support. If we don't have that, then it's not going to, it's like you can't have a table with 3 legs. It's not going to be balanced. And a lot of times when we're going for help, we're only getting it one way. And because it's not holistic, we're not able to like fully integrate it. And so it helps, but then maybe it stops helping. So I really wanted to have that holistic support to it. But yeah, there are a lot of changes that I feel coming up. I want to do a monthly reading for September. I don't know if I'm going to wait to Saturday to do that, or I don't know. I'm feeling kind of, yeah, I probably will wait. I was going to do it today, but I think I'm going to wait because I've got to do some onboarding work for my clients. But I'm very excited that we're doing the forgiveness challenge. That's coming up. We're going to start that next week. And then on the 9th, we'll have the spiritual love masterclass. So yeah, good stuff is coming. And then on top of like being called to do different things, so anytime I get readings for people, especially if they're about like relationships, the readings always like reflect back on the person versus like trying to figure out what's happening with the relationship. So that kind of called me to, and I don't really do predictive style readings anyway, but I really, when I do a reading, it's all about trying to empower you to grow yes, there is an event calendar on my website. I'm trying to make sure it's, I don't know if I set this up yet. Nope, I didn't. So if you go to thespirituallovecoach.com/events, and I'll include it here, you'll be able to see all of the events that we have going on. And I'll probably try to start posting them on my Facebook page also. I'm not that good with putting them up there. So I'll make sure to do that, so that way you'll know what's going on and where to find it. But yes, there's a lot of good things coming up. I'm excited. I'm hoping to do a lot more events, especially September. That's my birthday month. Let me see. Yeah, today's the 26th. So yeah, that's coming up. I've got some stuff I need to add up there as well, so that people will be aware of the events. But I hope that you all are having a wonderful, wonderful week. And this week for some people, I mentioned in the start of the call, might start off a little rocky, or like the beginning of September. Some truths may be revealed that are painful, probably something that you already knew, but you just weren't 100% sure, or you didn't want to believe it, but then like the evidence is right in your face, so now it's like, okay, and you're choosing to walk away. Like, there's just so much going on this week, and I feel like whatever you may have lost, or whatever hurts that you may like have encountered, it's just making you a better person, and it's not going to be like a long drawn out process. I feel like there's a shift happening where people are like, I'm not with that right now. Like the drama, the BS, a whole lot of negativity, foolishness, and games. Like, if you are no longer on that wavelength, a lot of that stuff is just being revealed and just getting cut away so fast. And so when that type of stuff starts to happen in your life, try not to be like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Like, try not to get caught up in it, and just know that you're being pulled into something better. So there's like a separation that's happening, because it's gotta happen. Like oil and water don't mix. So when you start to separate from the things that no longer mix with you, it can be painful. But when you allow it to happen, and I think these changes are probably going to happen like very fast, because we're moving quickly. We are moving so quickly. And if you are moving slow, then you'll get left behind. It's the end of the month, y'all. So get your calendars out. And like you were just telling me about my calendar. So as soon as I said that, I'm like side-eyeing myself. But like, seriously, like, look at what your goals were at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of this month. What stuff did you want to have accomplished? Like, start like penciling this stuff in and work towards it each day, because time is moving fast. And if you lose sight of where you want to be, you'll be scratching your head and it'll be August 26, 2019, and you're like, what just happened? So make sure that you're staying on top of your stuff. And by your stuff, I mean your stuff, not nobody else's stuff. Don't even let if it's not working for you, don't let it sidetrack you. This is a pivotal time, and just know that quick moving will play in your favor. When you find out somebody isn't who they say they are, let them fall away, and you'll meet 20 more people who are just as amazing. So that's it. I was just up here running my mouth. I'm about to get my calendar straight, and then I'm going to be done for the day in about an hour, and just go hang out with my family for a little bit. So thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you being in this space, and I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead.